Rec League podcast. Tell your friends, tell your neighbors, tell your family, tell your haters. Available on Anchor, Spotify, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Radio Public, Good Pods, Pocket Casts, Breaker, and Stitcher. At Rec League Podcast on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, and Threads. At Rec League Pod on Twitter. Episode 135. Available now. Yo, whether you watching this from Facebook, Twitter, click the link in my Instagram, or YouTube itself. What up, world? I just watched The Strangers, Chapter 1. Let's call it the third installment in the Strangers franchise. It stars Madeline Petch, shorty from Riverdale. I don't know if I said her name right. Froy Gutierrez, and it is directed by Renny Harlin, who directed A Nightmare on Elm Street 4, The Dream Master, Die Hard 2, Cliffhanger, The Long Kiss Goodnight, Cutthroat Island, Deep Blue Sea, The Legend of Hercules. You got a couple taking a road trip. They stop for food. Things happen. They end up having to go to an Airbnb where 3 crazy motherfuckers are trying to kill them. I'm calling this the third installment in the Strangers franchise because Renny Harlin says it's not a reboot or a remake. It hits so many of the same beats as the original movie. Not nearly as good as the original movie. It hits so many of the same dumbass character beats as Strangers Prey at Night. So I am categorizing this shit as a reboot because it's not a frame for frame. A couple was at a wedding, family home, secluded, calling the friend for a ride because she turned down the marriage proposal, and then it's Tamara home. The question, is Tamara home, has not been answered, and it's been 16 years. And these motherfuckers are like masters of breaking and entering. All 3 movies, they just get in the crib, no noise, just smoke and mirrors, and boom, they're in the house. The one compliment I can give this movie is that the tension was cranked. Like, I didn't know what to expect the whole movie. I was kind of on edge, like digging my fingers into the armrest the whole movie. This is kind of become, instead of Home Invasion, this has kind of become like a slasher franchise. In a slasher franchise, like, motherfuckers are supposed to die. There's the prelude, because now these movies, Prey at Night, Chapter 1, these movies have to set up the strangers. Like, the first movie didn't introduce us to how sick in the head these motherfuckers are. So we got to set up the killers. We got to establish the psycho. And then there's a death scene similar to, but not exactly like the original. And then there's something at the end. Chapter 1, for an intended 3-chapter story, which I think are all supposed to release within the next 12 months. But in some weird-ass Lord of the Rings style, like Lionsgate let Renny Harlin film all 3 of these movies together, if I'm not mistaken. And there's a mid-credit scene. There is a very pointless mid-credit scene. So I honestly, like, depending on the budget and the box office returns, I'm not sure all 3 of these movies hit the theater. I mean, but we'll see. Like, there might be a built-in fandom that this franchise, like, makes back its entire budget. Like, I didn't hate it. It wasn't good. It's as good as Strangers Prey at Night, in my opinion. Like, a good tension, fine performances. Yeah, like, I think the two like protagonists were good. Maybe she was good. I'm not sure he was good, and because he wasn't very good, they weren't good together. I didn't particularly buy them as a couple. Oh, bro, and the end, bro. Like they're talking like before, like it really hits the fan, and she botches that line that made the first movie so sinisterly fucked up. They're like, there's a question is asked, and then like they're like injured and like should be terrified, but they're like laughing. Man. With all that being said, I will say that in my opinion, The Strangers Chapter 1 is almost solid. Have you seen Strangers Chapter 1? What you think? Positive? Negative? Somewhere in between? Let me know. And no way anybody honestly, without trolling and trying to just get their clicks and likes and reactions, is gonna rank this movie over the original. So do you prefer Strangers Pray at Night or Strangers Chapter 1? Like, this is a useless movie. There's no point in this movie being made. Lionsgate got the rights to the property and just didn't want to lose them. That's the only reason these three movies are coming out. Rec League Podcast. Last episode, we did Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. Spoilers. Very fun conversation. Next episode, I'm thinking about, we're just going to do the same thing for Mad Max. Mainly Furiosa spoilers, but having fun chopping it up, discussing the franchise. I've recently put up a review for Apes. I've recently put up a review for The Fall Guy. Next weekend, right around the corner, I have a review for If. Next weekend, I want to watch and review Furiosa, obviously, a Mad Max saga, and the Garfield movie. And I'm going to strap myself into a chair and watch the two Bill Murray Garfield movies for the first time. Pray for me. The weekend of May 31st, I don't think anything comes out that I want to go see. So there's that. Like, subscribe, comment. Find me where you find me, man. Don't know where to find me. Watch these credits. Peace.